All right, everybody, it is round two of the grand finals for the Govs Discord March tournament. We've got Green Mario and Flying Pancake up against Big Mac and Yukino. Both Pancake and Mario, they were Axis last time, so they decided to go Soviets for their allied
Fresh
turn.
conscripts have
And then
arrived.
on the other side, we've got Big Mac going over Commando and Yukino as Wehrmacht.
New grenadier squad
Yukino
is
locking
ready.
in strategic reserves right off the bat, and Big Mac with grand offensive,
G42 team is ready for
whereas
action.
Pancake and Mario don't seem to have chosen a doctrine just yet. Also, I've got a guest to help me cast this time, and if you'd like to introduce yourself, he's here again for the second round.
I'm Otto. Thanks again to Gov for having me on. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm just an average KO2 player. I've been playing since beta. Looking forward to sharing some insights I've got from some of these players over the last couple of games and from playing them over the last few months.
So looks like we've got our Wehrmacht player bringing the MG over to
We have a fresh
the
grenadier
west side of the
squad.
map, the OKW side of the map. And then looking kind of light on the east side with only a Pioneer squad. Just kind of giving that one up to the Russians.
I mean, I like this idea. What it does is Yukino is playing these short-range infantry squads again.
Our opponents are seizing
Assault
the
grenadiers
sector.
this time instead of assault Tommies. He's able to push right through the middle and make some real pressure on the cutoff, but he's a little bit unsupported just now. He may not be able to get the cap.
Just the weight of conscripts from both of these players is going to make this difficult. MG gets a little overly aggressive, it looks like, as well. Might pay for this.
It could have done with being a little bit further back, and it could have been really useful in this engagement. This conscript is very low. In fact, Green Mario has lost a conscript right away. Oh, it's Pancake actually.
2.5 minutes in, that could be big. So even if that push did fail, one thing it did allow to happen is for the OKW player to just push all the way up.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
I think Big Mac could have done with just bunkering down a little bit more rather than being a bit greedy for the CPs. It could have just been in these green cover positions, saying that Green Mario has a flamethrower leading the charge,
Supply half-track is in action.
ready to burn out the infantry from those positions. It was a bit of a gamble when you try to 2v1 on one side, because it does, as you say, just give up all these resources on the right hand side for the allies, and they're able to now concentrate all their forces to the left.
Well, at least compared to last time, they were able to secure their fuel. Well, a fuel.
And a wipe, which
That's
could
true.
be quite impactful. Again, here's the second wave of assault grenadiers coming through the middle again, just rolling over these conscripts. Nice Molotov from Green Mario, could secure a return pickup. Unfortunately, the conscripts are just a little bit too suppressed to
Might
chip
lose
in
another
damage.
one. Oh. Both of these guys ended up getting really low.
That's a lot of bleed for Yukino, but third assault engineer coming in. They're an interesting choice for this map. You think of it as quite a long-range map with a lot of red cover that units have to run through, but
And you know,
making it work so far.
funnily enough, Yukino was able to sneak a Pioneer over and cap the other fuel, so they've turned it upside down on the Allies.
Yeah, he's just shift-clicked and let the Pioneer go.
Gotta be careful they don't forget about the victory points entirely here, though.
Yeah, and all of the Axis infantry are in base pretty much just now, so gives a window for the Allies just to roll out and cap things. Pancake again with the slow healing. All of his units quite damaged.
Green Mario potentially getting a sneaky mine off here. Oh, he decides to cancel it.
Ready! Taking effective fire! Commander abilities ready.
So it's always a question like, how do you want to deal with assault grenadiers? You could go with light vehicles. You've got a scout car for the Soviets because you can abuse their lack of Faust. But you can also just pull out shock troops and run at them. That's exactly what he's doing.
They're trading grenades.
Just too much infantry there for the shock troops to make much headway. There is a limit to their indestructibility.
For all the power the Axis has on this side, though, once again, just letting Pancake take over the entire east side of the map. But not sure there's much of an alternative.
I mean, he should be able, Yukino should be able to secure the middle part of this map with good MG placement, but you don't really see that just now. Double shock troops from the Soviets. This is going to be very difficult for the assault grenades.
Assault grenades do get one grenade off, but
that was a huge grenade. That was just one model. And it took about 2/3 of the shock troops' health off.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Big Mac really not wanting to stop and face these shock troops.
Time to go home. Try again next time. I mean, this is time for a light vehicle, and indeed we do see the flat track coming out. Try to get control over these infantry engagements. Could work out pretty well. I mean, that's a good adaptation, I think. You've seen that ideally Pancake and Green Mario want to get away with getting their medium tanks early, so trying to get a light vehicle out that can deal with infantry as opposed to the AEC.
Shock troops are able to pick up an MG-34 on the VP on the west side, though.
That's exactly what you want. If you're building this conscript build with limited support weapons, just having a free MG is insanely useful. It will be expensive to reinforce because of the shock troop models, but it'll be insanely durable, and it should be able to deal with any flanking units itself as it has shock troop models with the PPS-80.
Territory is falling into enemy hands.
So the Terminator MG-34 is to run straight into it.
Very unfortunate for Big Mac. I'm sure that's absolutely
now
something
you can
he was
use
hoping to
Molotovs
avoid.
to burn those bastards.
Does manage to get away. Would have been nice to pick it back up again, especially as it would have caused those shocks.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Then we have Panzer Grenadiers for Yukino. One unit trying to make some headway over on the
enemy has
right
cut
field.
off a sector.
Well, I'm quite surprised not to see any T-70. Neither Allied players built their Tier 3 building despite having more than enough fuel. The T-70 could be doing some serious work right now. Especially seeing as he sees that Big Mac opted for the 251 flat half track instead of mechanized, so there's no threat of a Puma. Green Mario manages to tear that flat track, force it to be repaired.
players nearly equal on pop cap right now, though, despite the losses on both sides. Shock troops just barely getting outside the arc of that MG-34. Better be careful.
So I'm quite excited because I think that the lack of T70 for Pancake... Oh, never mind. As soon as I say that, he starts building one, of course. There goes my whole train of analysis. I was going to say he was going to pull out a KV-8, which also would be pretty strong. T70 gives him a bit of earlier pressure, but it's a bit late for it.
Use propaganda against the
Prefer
enemy
him to
again.
wait by now.
We have an isolated sector.
Please.
See all these assault grenadiers running around with no Faust. It's got to be tempting just to pull out T70 and start squishing them.
And the T-70 shows up for its first engagement.
But now Yukino's prepared, he has a pack gun. He's going to be in position for the T-70 to get done. Misses every shot. And again.
Those are some well-made wooden crates.
That could be actually quite a serious problem for Yukino because those misses allow T-70 to scurry back and push up the right side with shock troops. Now the pack gun has to run away. That's pretty much given up fuel for them.
A sector.
Yeah, the Axis.
Big Mac might regret. Oh, just barely gets the black half dragged out.
Assist barrage over on the left BP.
Shock troops picking up 3 models from
battery is ready for
that
deployment.
Volkswagen squad.
Cannon fire! Take cover! Take cover!
Decisions, trying to figure out what they're planning to do next.
Panzer Grenadiers get wiped out in the middle for Yukino.
Oh, is that from a T-70 or from just conscripts? Yeah, the T-70
3
looks like
conscripts
a chip
and a T-70.
pressure. They are positioned holding onto their fuel on the left. And their conditions. They're just leading a lot of VPs right now. Next piece of composition. It's got a quite strong close range.
Panzer Grenadiers looking pretty spooky.
Oh, another one.
Oh man.
The long range PPSHs on the negative cover. That's another one down, and they're an important part of Yukino's build because with a couple of Shreks, he's got a couple of the T-70, but now it's looking really, really weak in comparison to Pancake's army.
Big Mac, LEIG.
We will be back.
I've been told before that Yukino is a she, so I'm just going to refer to him as they because I'm not entirely sure. Apologies to Yukino if you're watching this broadcast. I'm not entirely sure either way.
Given us new weapons.
We've done it!
How can we help?
Big Mac
scary late game
just
options.
able to take the middle VP when all the conscripts show up.
Yeah, it looks like Yukino has something to say about that. He's got some assault grenadiers barreling down pack gun in support. Okay, brings over all of his conscripts and a shock troop from Green Mario. He nearly anticipates it, but unfortunately that grenade is not made for him. Smoke going down on the left, setting up for an assault with Big Mac. Gets the incendiary grenade onto the MG, and that will allow him to push through onto the Zis, which is now at risk of going down. Yeah, this could be a free pickup for Big Mac. Nicely done.
It doesn't look like Flying Pancake is gonna be coming down there to help out.
No, maybe a lack of communication between them, because I think these conscripts could support
Enemy
quite
forces are
nicely.
capturing our supplies.
Perhaps Green Mario just thinks he's got enough to deal with this on his own, especially if he starts barraging. Big Mac's very scared of the Zis barrage. Runs away. I'd like to see the black track for Big Mac push up more aggressively there after the Zis went down. He had a bit of a window to get some suppression out of it and maybe cause some bleed.
At the very least, he could have stopped it from being recruited. Band
Again.
4 coming out, you know. First
So
field
somehow,
armor unit.
somehow the Axis are the ones with medium armor. It's going to be
Once again.
countered by a well, not countered at all. In fact, there's a KV-8 building for Green Mario now. That's not going to be able to do much against him.
We have lost the machine gun crew.
So shock unit coming onto the field at 17 minutes for Green Mario, trying to make some headway. Perhaps he'll take it to the left side and just try and clear out this lead that's starting to cause some headaches now.
Did lose the MG34 to Yukino. For some
That was
reason, the
recovered
PAC-40
by-
is headed over to the east side. KV-8's going to be over here to the west. Big Mac's only going to be able to come left over here.
It's
Might have
a
been
tough
that-
unit for OKW to try and fight. None of their units have particularly high penetration. The KV-8 has serious armor.
And unfortunately, it's one of the first units the Oversoldat can run into. Big Mac.
They got a nice nade-off though, so they're already making some impact despite being forced back.
He's got to be careful. Black Track very nearly took a shot. This
Conservatively with it.
300 points.
It's unlikely to get much use in the late game because there's no long-term recon or strafes.
Damn it, where are the other units?
This build manages to deal with the timing push from Big Mac, or forces all of the base with HP.
is that four 7-man conscript squads this Panzer IV is now firing at?
Yeah, so they're all standing around negative cover and they're all suppressed. Oh, this grenade. That's extremely unfortunate. Yukino tried to big brain it by throwing it into the tree path, and Pancake.
Still gonna be all over these Zis guns.
I think he'll be very unfortunate if he doesn't manage to take one out. In the meantime, T-70 goes down while his attention is split. Pancake, so nice push
And
from
it's
both
looking-
Axis players.
Looking like he might not get any of these Zis guns.
They certainly won't be able to
Okay.
steal them. Yes, indeed. Yukino managing to
Recrew it.
desperate
Still.
defense here from Pancake. Not much support coming from Mario. Got the
Mac
18
does
now.
lose a veteran Volksgrenadier. Panzer IV does manage to do quite a bit of damage today.
Oh, the KV-8 is absolutely murdering these units on retreat. Very unlucky not to get a wipe.
Pack gun just barely doesn't set up.
Oh boy, we have a
Does get a
second
shot off,
KV-8. Second KV-8 from the Allies. This time Pancake's got one.
Got a second Panzer IV in production for the Axis as well. And it looks like, if I had to guess, Big Mac is saving for the Tiger.
Yeah, it's a very good answer to these KV-8s. It has plenty of penetration, and it can also just deal with shock troops quite handily.
Not a whole lot going on right now. Everybody just kind of spoke too soon.
Yeah, battling, but infantry is mostly in base for the Allies. Yeah, Big Mac's got a lot of resources saved up, but still needs about half a CP before he gets that Tiger involved. Could probably get it just by shooting at the KV-8 just now. That 3 shock troops on the left fuel.
Mario does bring up his Ziska. Both Panzer IVs get penetrating hits on that KV-8 though. Keep it out of the fight for a while.
Zis opens up, but nice micro, actually to back up and not take too much damage. Meanwhile, he's being pressured on the right. This KV-8 is burning away merrily. The Pack 40, and looks like that could be recruited by conscripts. Should give Yukino a real headache. Panzer IV's trying to swing in and prevent the recapture, and in fact they do take out the KV-8. Really nice mine placement, right? Just covering that entry from the base push, and here we go.
MG pins down all the conscripts as well. Gonna make it hard to exploit that opening that he opened.
Look at Yukino's Panzer IV. That too, it's got 22 kills. It's gonna be a highly efficient unit late game. It's already making a big impact. We're pushing into both sides of the map.
Big Mac does get his Tiger.
Yeah, a big turnaround for the Axis just now. Big expensive tank just went down, and their tank is pretty nice.
There is a genuine possibility of some snowballing going on here.
The army values, the Big Mac with 83, Pancake on back down to 50, and Mario and Yukino just about even.
Pancake is making an ML-20.
I'm not sure about
this entire map.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Right, but I mean, he's going to be hoping for quite a lucky shot, perhaps, onto Yukino's massed infantry. All of which is quite mobile. It can sprint out of the range. I'm not entirely sure about this decision. I'd prefer just to see an Su-85.
It's not as if Big Mac put down an aggressive Shrimp Panzer HQ or anything.
Oh, but if we look at the middle VP and just above it, you can see 3 support weapons all clustered together there. Could be quite a juicy target. You can easily pick up a squad or half a squad as they retreat or move up from the central area. So maybe this ML-20 will work out.
All the Axis armor.
Big shots coming from the Panzer IVs, yeah.
If they're not careful, they could eat all 4 of these Zis guns at one time.
Concentrated fire is the strategy for the Allies right now.
Engineers are standing by.
They are fortunate not to be dealing with any artillery from the Axis,
Green Mario does end up getting an IS-2.
Oh,
A
the
good
Volk
hit on the Wolf
Zone.
squad. They don't make it out. Panzer IV getting a little aggressive on the east side. Don't manage to hit an AT grenade though.
AS2 on the field from Green Mario. Now it's taking advantage of the concentration of that armor on the right to make inroads on the left, trying to clear out a rocket maneuver. If he keeps going, he could be pretty successful here if he gets out the range of the rocket on the right, but here comes the
Doesn't
Tiger.
make it out.
Guess they get some big shots there from the double Zis guns.
That one Raquette is doing quite a bit of damage.
Already veterancy too. Guess these boosts his rate of fire quite considerably. It's in a nice little green cover spot that makes it quite difficult to kill.
Massive amount of conscripts once again. Right side. Maybe the Panzer IV to pick up a few more models.
The enemy is
But
attempting
it
to
is
steal
gonna
our
take
sector.
at least one shot with this guns.
Yeah, your keenest strategy to deal with this infantry so far is just to kite them. Shoot them a little bit, back up, take advantage of the fact that the Zis guns will have to overextend if they follow up the infantry. And then to try and counter assault. And again, he's lacking a little bit in infantry. Oh, conscripts just get squashed by the Vet 1 Panzer IV. Look at this pile of corpses just here from the repeated shots.
ML20 is about to go with its second barrage here. And
Yeah, it's 9 kills.
It is going to be right at that position that you were talking about earlier. Overlooking that middle BP.
Forces are retreat.
Unfortunately for the Allies, the scatter on that is so
Our sector
massive.
is at risk.
Doesn't really attack. It wings the Pioneer. Could have timed it a little bit better. It's best to use it as you're forcing a retreat or shortly after your opponent's squads have just had to back to base. Try and catch them or make them take an awkward path out of their base when they come out. Veterancy 3 conscript could be in trouble over on the fuel on the right.
Oversold. Oversoldat making short work of shock troops at long range. Tractors making short work of everything at long range.
Yeah, that Zis gun doesn't last long. The other Zis gun is hanging around with a pixel of HP, 2 models. Could be pretty easy for the Tiger just to take advantage, and that's exactly what Big Mac realizes. Clears out the Zis gun. These could both be destroyed by Big Mac.
Conscript's gonna recrew that AT gun.
Doesn't pay off too well for them, so they just lose models for free, and now these 2 team weapons, really important for Green Mario, they're just going to get deleted.
I think there's a decent chance of picking these back up.
Yeah, but you see Big Mac now, he's actually just on the, out in range with the Rakettenwerfer. And if he'd had a bit more forward thinking, he could have brought up the Rakettenwerfer with his units and started plinking away at the Zis guns to clear them out. But a little bit short on the slow on the uptake there. He only managed to destroy one.
With a Panzer version now. That's gonna make it really hard for these conscript blobs to do anything. But it did just fire.
It just gets counter battery, not with ability, but just through a counter barrage from ML20 that already has 10 kills in Vet 1.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Oh wow, do you see what's happening here? Pancake is forcing the MG out with a Terror Tactics fear propaganda artillery, and he's using a barrage to try and fire at the base as he forces the MG back.
Does he have a second ML20?
No, the barrage just finished. He was actually trying to use it to clear out the MG to push his infantry in, but realizes he doesn't want to push into 2 Panzer IVs and backs away. That's potential synergy we could see pretty soon. Just forcing a mass retreat, trying to punish it with the base RT.
Su-85 about to come down. Pancake.
For me, I would have liked to see this supporting Green Mario a little while ago. But good to see he has it. There's not going to be too many solutions for it on the Axis side.
Black half track.
Tank destroyer ready.
Those conscripts. Worker
Crushing
getting a massive hit
Panzer
on retreat.
Oh my goodness.
14 models, I think.
KV-8 trying to play sweeper to prevent another Zis going down from Green Mario. It's been pretty pyrrhic from him. A lot of
ML20
casualties.
is returning fire.
Oh,
Enemy forces
a
are
whole
attempting
squad
to
of
capture our
Stern
territory.
Pioneers just get gunned down by the firing squad. To the right at the middle BP for Pancake. Just sets up with his KV-8 and his T-34. Shreds them apart.
This gun, double barrage, and doing a lot of damage to this enemy team. Be surprised if they made it out.
Oh,
They don't.
They don't.
Big grenade from assault grenadiers actually manages to do some damage to themselves, I think.
These Panzer IVs really having a tough time now. Double AT guns and an Su-85.
Hopefully they can capitalize on that good Panzerwerfer hit. Green Mario, while he was floating a lot of other resources, he's down some infantry squads now, and his manpower is pretty low.
So, you see Yukino now opting for a Stug. Rolls onto the battlefield. Really wants that medium tank superiority, but doesn't do much about the AT guns. Does have what he needs, he just needs to make sure that he gets a really good Raketwerfer barrage on the AT guns this time. Then he'll have infantry superiority through the Panzer IVs and a good amount of devastating tanks as well, just to
Tank destroyer here.
see a
Looks like
Panther
this
for a big
Su-85 is doing quite a bit of damage to that Tiger.
Yeah, it's just inspecting what's going on over there with its long range ability.
ML20.
Focus sight.
Raketwerfer coming in on the AT. No, on the infantry blobs.
Oh, really good target as well. Very unfortunate not to take out the shock trooper. That 3. The only elite infantry for Flying Pancake right now.
Does manage to get a second star of veterancy, however.
There's 2 rolling in. There's a Panther this time. The Panther has plenty of penetration. If it manages to land his shots, doesn't bounce too much. Oh no, what is Green Mario doing? He's turning it around.
Perhaps a little bit of death by pathing going on, but he manages to make it out.
And in fact, the Panther thing goes down.
That was a massive mistake.
We have casualties.
Yukino losing a pretty large amount of infantry units on the right side to some.
Oh my, what was that? Look at the pile.
T-34 with 12 kills now. It could have been.
I reckon that might have been a crush. That's appalling. Unless it just one-shot them all in a
Machine gun
crater.
team prepared for combat. Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Was the ML-20 fired recently? No, it wasn't the ML-20. That's really too large. It's Bet 2 now. Kino's infantry preservation.
Stu
Lacking
getting his
some of these games.
first couple hits in here.
Yeah, that's identical. That's what it's there for. It's got a very high rate of fire. It's able to get its second shot off nice and quick and punish any slow reaction. Base firing going on from the ML-20. Don't love this, to be honest.
Oh,
It doesn't
geez.
know what's here. There's not too much, to be honest.
Is
Doubt he'll
hitting a
become any
few
wipes.
models though. The spread on that thing.
Oh, no!
Jesus.
Oh yeah, the psychological effect of the ML-20. It's firing a base and you're thinking, where should I micro? It's gotta be taxing.
Both Panzer IVs on the east side. Vet 2 very nearly has Vet 3.
Enemy is taking our
A
territory.
little bit beat up, but there's not too much in the way of
Tiger's gonna take some hits here.
using repairs. So I think the decision to build a second T-34 pancake comes from the fact that it has the IL-2 precision bombing strike.
Oh, IS-2 goes down in the mid. Panther comes in on the side and does a nice flank shot off of it. Panther's just running riot back here.
The type, yeah, Big Mac's vehicle play is really showing to be pretty strong here. It takes out a second vehicle here, the Su-85 could keep going here. Third vehicle goes down for the Allies. Wow. Nice job, nice flank from Big Mac. No mines. Green Mario punished that.
We have to remember though, Axis are down. VP is nearly 3-1.
Sure, but Green Mario down to 48 population with no AT apart from one damage system. Pancake
Both Axis players are pop capped.
Pancake is being pushed all the way back into his base by mechanized squadron. Having lost his Su-85.
Panther is just doing a lot of work here.
This is the Axis' game to lose now. Despite the VP deficit, they should be able to simply crush the remaining Allied resistance if they realize that there's no mines. They just need to keep pressing forward.
What I'd like to see is the Panzerwerfer come up
Yeah,
and get a
honestly, yeah.
nice shot in here.
Come up, try to use the increased spread from being at closer range.
But I can
This ML-20 should be dead game.
Kino stealing the Zis gun. Probably a good idea.
Where's the Panzerwerfer? It's trundling around. Kino's side of the map. I can see it firing the ML-20. Up the idea. Just to really solidify this anti-infantry advantage.
Axis has some flares up watching the allies in their base now, it seems.
It's the low health T-34 could be snipped out by the stick
Enemy
PC.
is reduced to 300 points.
It's just outside of vision. So Pancake's going to try and do some return damage, blasting away at the back of the Axis base, but Axis doing well just to get out as soon as they're repaired. disgusting number of kills. What do we want? One bet 3, one bet 2.
Rakettenwerfer connects at the very edge of its range by KV-8, and I think that's probably about to be the end of it.
Yeah, basically nothing. No vehicles. Panzerwerfer raining down on the right hand side. And all Yukino needs in terms of infantry is pioneers. He's just going to keep building pioneers, repairing all of these vehicles and pop camping himself. And that's fine. That's ideal. Austere late game. Vehicles just get soaked out and can deal with everything. Sprint away when things get rough. Nice job from the Axis to weather the storm a bit in this game and turn it around. Take advantage of their powerful mediums. A couple more mines, I think, and maybe some earlier AT and tank destroyer play from that allies.
Both Soviets. Both Soviets opting for the Su-85.
Yeah, well, they got to do something about this tanks at this point. I don't know how many resist guns have died this game, but it's a lot. Many of them destroyed, some of them stolen.
Panzer IV manages to wipe out a conscript squad. At least 3 models.
Having a lot of fun in Big Max. And as it wrecks Greenland's units in base.
Stuk picks up the T-34 and then Bar takes out the Ziska.
ML-20 goes down too. His reign of terror is over. Got to vet 3. The Tiger Race. Finally drove that. Stops its fun. Allies not throwing in the towel just yet. It's pretty hopeless for them, but they're going to keep pushing. This is clearly what Yukino wants to be able to get to. He plays with these close range, high pressure infantry. He tries to get to the point where he has medium tank control. Clearly values his rates his own vehicle.
Yukino, very good, doing very good with those Panzer IVs. They kept him alive for quite a while. This LEIG honestly doing more work than I expected it to.
Always pleasantly surprised with higher leagues. There's the range, they can just have them sitting around and passively getting value.
Panzerwerfer brings about the end of the ML-20 howitzer.
Good to finish that off so it doesn't start getting it again. Well, the Axis have more fuel than they know what to do with. Hundreds of munitions.
Both players pop capped.
We have loads of enemy to 75 points.
Even if they knew what to do with their fuel, they didn't do much with it. Yukino, setting your tanks in. Oh, a little bit of a pathing. Bit of a pathing issue going on.
To the point where I start taking a fine and just shooting bunkers all over the map just to add insult to injury. No. You're not going to deal with bunkers and these vehicles.
They are down to 60 points.
Shots here. Hero both S85s.
This is GG. There we go.
That's it.
Nice play from the Axis. I mean, it's always been a good Axis map, crossing in the woods. It's very hard for allies to maintain an advantage, but there are strategies to do it. I really liked Yukino's play with these vehicles, as we said, getting them to this high level of veterancy. They're just so efficient. The Aus FJ model. But yeah, makes it a tied series so far.
That is true. 1-1 for both teams here. The post game looks like Big Mac ended up getting the most damage, but Yukino with almost far and away the most kills here.
And that's down to Big Mac smashing away at that big fat IS-2, while Yukino was mostly dealing with conscripts on his side.
Pancake, most valuable unit, Zis-3 field gun. Actually, both Soviets with the Zis-3 as their most valuable unit.
Those units were absolute terrors when they were barraging, but when the Axis elite infantry came online, they were able to just gun them down.
Big Mac's most valuable unit being the Raketenwerfer. Sort of surprised me there, but it was out there for almost the entire game, so just chipping away slowly.
Stowed into that green cover spot and firing flanking shots into the IS-2. And yeah, got a lot of value for free. As I said, it could have been played a little bit more aggressively. Would have made sure that Green Mario's Zis guns were dealt with quicker, but
Jeez.
can't fault him too much.
Yukino with her Panzer IVs, 10,000 damage, but it's not. Maybe that's not so impressive, but 100 kills from the Panzer IV. So 100 kills, no deaths, 21,000 damage taken. So just keeping those things alive, not letting those conscripts do anything.
That's the risk of going KV-8. They're so expensive. They give you lots of infantry damage, but it's not that they can chase down or tangle with Panzer IVs very well, especially the armored variants.
You can definitely see at some point around 38 minutes or so, Green Mario, I think he loses his IS-2 there probably. Army value plummets.
And he was the one keeping them in the game for so long. But yeah, nice game. Nice and early, nice and even up until around 25 minutes, and then
It was definitely a good, exciting match there.
Hello.
hello.
I'm